Welcome back to The Vocalist. Today we are back at it with Metallica. This time we're going to watch a live performance of Enter Sandman. Here we go. Okay, real quickly, I need to know if what I heard at the very beginning is actually a part of this song or just this video. Okay. That opening head voice, ethereal sound was so far removed from everything else that I heard after, which is why I needed to find out if it was part of the song. We can start, though, that nice little... It's very funky. I think that was the first impression I got with the opening instrumental, so I'm going to try and find that. It is. Okay. Oh, it's like got such a good groove. They have some of the best intros because of the layering. Like, you get this one theme, and then slowly but surely it just becomes more and more... It's not even chaotic, it's just these new layers get added, and it adds so much dimension to these opening instrumental sections, which I love. I'm gonna back it up a tiny bit. this is so brilliant. Even just from a live performance standpoint, you're giving the audience, like with that repetition, you're giving the audience the opportunity to just get into the song. Obviously, they're jumping and chanting and so excited. In addition to that build that we're getting musically, it kind of gets to this climactic point, and then we get the pyrotechnics and everything, and on top of that, it still intensifies, which I love it. Okay, last time. I love the control in his voice. I know I've only done a couple other reactions to Metallica, but from what I've heard, there's so much intensity when, at least in this song, when he started, but the control, I mean, the intonation is really good, and he just seems so calm and relaxed, despite what we saw previously with the intensity in his body and his playing and everything. And I just think that's such a huge testament to his artistry, really. To like rein it all in and just like laser focus that tone so that the intonation is that good, I think is so good. I didn't mention it at the time. One thing, the first time listening through, I liked how crunchy the harmonies were. It was so slight, but it just added this layer of edginess that obviously fits the song. I mean, it's not just his intonation and that really core, like, present sound. It's also the texture. It's a little harsh. It's a little gritty. Okay, we're gonna keep going. Sounded like harsh vocals instead of harmonies, or harmonized harsh vocals. A lot more texture from the other gentleman who joined in. I also, watching his stance is really cool to see. He's got so much like grounding in his legs and that positioning. And so rather than bending over to the microphone, like, not that he's squatting, but kind of like lunging a little bit into his posturing. It's a great way to really keep your vocals well supported. And of course you learn these even just, as a child, when you're in school and you're doing choir concerts and whatnot. They always tell you don't lock your knees, but then as you get older or you do more stage work, you start to learn how to find just the right balance, whether you're someone who needs to be on their toes, someone who needs to be more on their heels. Sometimes people are really great at just centering on like their arches. How far apart you want your legs. Do you want one foot slightly in front of the other? All these different things really do affect how you support your voice and where you feel that grounding. Some people like to feel that grounding through their back body, and sometimes people will lean forward to find that grounding. So it's just cool to see, at least in this performance, how he approaches both stamina but also support. To back this up a little bit, that transition where I don't know what I was hearing, the timing, there was a shift in the timing, and I don't know if it was just like the meter or the feel or if what happened exactly, but I liked it. And then here, as they're transitioning back into that main theme, I don't know, it just kind of like lights a fire inside you. The way they do it is so, it's expected, but it's also a surprise, you know, like, you know, it's coming, but it's still just the way they rev you up is so good. I love that, just the way they started, so it was so quiet yet so intense. I keep using the same words because that's all I can think of. One more time. We're still getting the brightness of his tone, but because of that additional pairing, the duet that we're this second voice, it's giving this like bubbly, gritty, like, I don't know. I was gonna say extraterrestrial sound, but just because I'm thinking of like movies I've seen, but you know, like, it's just otherworldly. It's such a cool combination. And because they're both vocalizing low enough, I think that's why we're getting so much more blend, as opposed to them, you know, singing in the rafters, and then we start to hear more of that stretch, and the two tones will start to separate more as we're listening. It's just a beast under your bed, in your closet, in your head. And then to go from that texture, I know he's not the one doing, I would say the other gentleman is incorporating more of the texture when they're doing those duets, but still, he's got texture in his sound, and then as he ascends, it's so crystal clear right here. And then, yes, more texture will, it's crystal clear, but for a very short period of time. It's just a beast under your bed. bit of an abrupt ending. I gotta be honest, I need to listen to this song again now because it was so hard for me to focus on his vocals. I mean, it wasn't hard, but there were just so many interesting. I just found the music as a whole so interesting, and I loved the arc. I loved the main theme. There is something about Metallica's music, and I know I mentioned this before, even though it's hard hitting and it's rock, there is an element that just feels so like sensual, you know? It's just, I don't know, there's always this really cool groove that happens, and it's just such a cool pairing when you've got all that intensity, and yet there's just this, I don't know, this feeling that washes over you, that's not all 100%, you know, headbanging. There's more to it, at least for me. I don't know how the rest of the world feels, but yeah, that was good. I think next I'll listen to the studio version, just so I make sure I have all my ducks in a row, because everything changed. Well, not everything. A lot can change in a live performance, but I was told this is an epic live performance that needs to be seen, so I'm glad I did. That is it for today. Thank you guys so much for this recommendation and for watching with me, and hopefully I will see you next time.